You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
This is how it feels.
Let's hear it. Remember all the times we had with all those unfortunately released superstars and divas and referee over the last 48 hours. Can't forget that referee.
Can't forget that ref.
So we got to talk about all of them. Plus, tonight's SmackDown from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Welcome to AfterBuzz SmackDown, everybody. I am Christian Rosenberg, alongside the teams all here. Miss Kaori Takee and Miss Wakame.
Hi, guys.
And Waka says hi. And Romar is in the building.
As always, yeah, we got a lot to talk about tonight.
We do have a lot to talk about. So let's just get right off the bat and start talking about these releases.
Yep.
When over the last few months, we've been hearing and we've been talking about how WWE really isn't going to be doing many releases anymore, just kind of like let people's contracts end. All of a sudden, we had another like Black Thursday, I think is what they called it yesterday.
Black Thursday.
And everyone that we don't normally see on TV for the most part, and a few people that we do see on TV, gone. Just bye-bye.
I like how you said that.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So let's kind of break down each one of them. First off, on my list, I have Camacho.
You can't beat up Sheamus backstage. That's what I say to that. That was my original thought. Oh man, he got in a real fight with a real superstar and he beat him up. You can't. You might as well win that fight in that situation, because if they're gonna fire you anyway for fighting with a superstar, which is normally what happens when you go up against those big power players in the WWE, you guys have an altercation backstage, you're probably gonna lose your job and be buried forever anyway. He was already pretty much unseen, so
but they
you
were
might as well win the fight.
Finally doing something with him in the last couple months in NXT. And finally, and it was the first time, I mean, he's been around for a few years now.
Yeah.
And these last couple months in NXT was finally the first time I'm just like, okay, I can see something with Camacho now. I'm seeing some improvements in the ring. I'm seeing a little more character development.
Yeah.
He's a good size
the son of Ming.
Haku.
Yeah, he's the son of Ming, a.k.a. Haku, a.k.a. King Haku. But the only gimmick you could come up with was a gangster gimmick on a bicycle? Is that all they could give us? Was that it?
Well, in the last couple months, like I said, it's kind of evolved. He wasn't coming down on the bike anymore.
Yeah. But is he still a gangster? I don't know.
Well, he was actually showing up doing some promos in a suit.
Oh, okay.
But then
So
also, I mean, he still was kind of talking the same.
Yeah.
And he had a little feud with Adam Rose. Just like, I'm sick of these parties type deal. But yeah, so he's no more.
Can't fight Sheamus and win.
Yeah.
Well, you better win. You might as well win because he's gonna fire you.
Next on the list is Brodus Clay. Brodus Clay was given everything. He had a big build-up for a debut. He had merchandise. He had the Funkadactyls.
He had the Funkadactyls.
He had Funkadactyls.
He had the dinosaur.
And just he couldn't.
Not the dinosaur.
He couldn't be taken seriously. And I think it's because it was a gimmick that was not meant to take seriously.
At all. I mean, they came out at WrestleMania with all the 20 mothers dancing, that deal going on. I mean, but it was what it was. It was a comedian's gimmick. It was a comic gimmick. They tried to turn him back serious, but I don't know, for whatever reason, it just didn't work. I mean, George Murdoch, his real name.
So are you saying that you guys think that the superstar should be more serious to be successful?
I mean, it depends. I mean, because you look at Santino, for example. Obviously, that's a comedic character, but he's been around for years, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon. But it's how you perform it. Because Santino, by the snap, he can be taken seriously. And they were trying to do that with Brodus, like now and again, back in NXT, who was down there for a few weeks. And all of a sudden, he's becoming this like real big angry guy. But it's just like the tights were still pretty much the same. He still looks exactly the same. He's just not dancing, but everyone's just like, okay, it's the same exact thing.
They thought he would stay simply because of his size. He's a gigantic individual in person, which, you know, I thought that maybe they would have kept him for that, but a lot of his moves were kind of the same. Like I didn't watch him in NXT.
It was same.
But he's been doing
everything.
pretty much the same thing with no growth for the past 3, 4, 5 years now. So, and this is not. How many times has he been released before this? Because he was released
at least
originally.
Once.
Yeah, he was released when he was G-Rilla. I think that was his original gimmick when he was in the developmental. And you know, big man came back out to California, did his thing, and then he went back. He got signed again, and that's when, luckily, he got signed again. He had a chance to have that run. Had a good run. Hopefully, he made some good money. But
I mean, he had a lot of merch, so hopefully he did.
He had a whole lot of merch.
He even had a movie.
Yeah,
He did.
forgot about that.
Kurt Hawkins. Now, here's a guy that they just completely left in the dark forever, who's got an incredible amount of talent, and he's going to be booked by everyone over the next 6 months.
I heard he already has been booked in New Jersey.
I was thinking, I heard about PWG out here. He's going to be booked everywhere. He's a fantastic talent that they just couldn't figure something out. I mean, they could have even paired him with Ryder again and saved both of them. Another tag team. They were tag champions once upon a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, him gone. JTG, what should we say?
No, save him for last.
Save him. Okay, we'll save JTG for last.
Why? Okay.
All right. Well, the next one on my list I know is going to bring up a sore subject, and that's Yoshitatsu.
I'm not going to even say anything. We're just going
we're going to pass this to Kaori.
Everyone in Japan is vetoing WWE right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Is
no,
vetoing?
I'm just kidding.
Or do you mean boycott was the word you were looking for?
boycotting.
Okay.
See, I can't even think straight. So upset. No, but you know what? Honestly, like, they weren't doing anything with him. His gimmick was really, like, kind of super stereotypical for an Asian. But
Really?
yeah, you know.
What would, okay, because I don't know if the WWE has ever asked this question, so I'm going to find out.
Okay.
What would an Asian wrestling fan like to see in an Asian wrestler?
Well,
What kind of gimmick would you like to see? Because
Well,
I don't
I
think
would like
they've
to
ever
see-
cared.
I mean, I don't really think about gimmicks, rather just being who you are and just having, like Gail Kim,
So he
right?
doesn't have to come out with a gi on.
Yeah, like, doesn't have to be all ridiculously like,
Yeah.
look, I eat sushi for a living or whatever,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, okay.
Well, let's just hope that they don't make Kenta full of the stereotypes.
Yeah.
Because he's a phenomenal young wrestler
Yeah,
that they've recently
that's
just
true.
signed. So we'll see with him. Now, this is the one, or these are the two that absolutely baffled my mind, and they got rid of Jinder and Drew.
3MB.
two-
Especially Drew, right?
Well,
Everyone's just
I'm I've been bummed about Drew for years because I figured the guy has just so much potential and uncapped talent, and that incident that he had years ago with his ex-wife, former diva,
Yep.
has still cost him. But the fact that they've been using them in a program for the last 3 months, they've been on TV on a regular basis. They've been gaining momentum, even though they've been losing. 3MB's still been gaining momentum, and then you still had the whole storyline with Hornswoggle in the mix of it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, they just knit two of them. So now, hey, what's going to happen with Hornswoggle? Because he has a movie coming out. And what's happening with Heath?
Well, that's what's happening with Hornswoggle. He has a
Yeah.
movie coming out.
Right, but this would have helped.
That would be it right there.
but this would have still, he still could have been involved with this type of stuff. And it would have helped propel them even more. And they physically had the talent, and they were
They did.
over.
Yeah.
The crowd,
They had it.
The
They had
crowd
name
loved
recognition.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Name recognition. They had branding.
It was
they
Heath's
had-
fault.
You think it was Heath's fault?
He was the weakest link.
He said, I was
but
originally
he's still
the
there.
one-man
He's
band.
He's still there.
I
Still
was
there.
originally the one-man band, and damn it, that's how I'm going to end this thing.
He was like, it's me or them.
Well,
yeah.
for some reason, I tweeted, if any shot in the dark and there's a complete Hail Mary, if they're going to do anything new with Heath Slater, I wouldn't be shocked if they suddenly turned him into a real American. just completely warp the gimmick.
That would just change my view.
Well,
on
they
the
change
Real
him completely.
Americans.
Well, and create a tag team again because again, you need work with Swagger.
Swagger and Heath, huh?
There
know,
is
maybe.
a loss for the company, though, when you're talking about somebody that had the talent level of Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was looked at as being a future world champion when
That's
he first
what
showed
everyone
up.
was thinking.
Yeah.
Vince brought him out.
Yeah. That just goes to show you how easily you can mess something up, and even though it wasn't his fault,
Yeah.
but a situation happens.
I mean, and
you
who
get
knows?
stuck.
There could have been other things that we just don't know about.
Yeah. I don't know if he didn't, fight for it. Because there are other people who've been in. Kaval, a.k.a. Loki, who walked out on the company when he was presented with something. When he saw the direction for where they wanted to take him, he pretty much just said, you know what, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Teddy Long, but this one we kind of were expecting. He's been around forever.
Player.
And, he's at that point.
It's almost like congratulations for your retirement.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Almost.
Who's going to make last-minute tag team matches now?
I just don't know where I'm going to hear player
right.
repeatedly on SmackDown.
Evan Bourne, who just pretty much is 100% now healthy from his injury. So, again, but he was a
So
guy
he can
that...
go to work now.
He can go to work. But, I mean, he was a guy that they really didn't know where he could... Great high flyer.
Yeah.
Can't talk. And, really trying to find a spot for him. Then, obviously, he got hurt. And now with that time away, all of a sudden, when you got your Adrian Neville, you got your Sami Zayn, you got your Seth Rollins, you got, obviously, Kofi's still there. They have their flyers. They have the guys they need. They don't need more of them, especially a guy that's been gone for a while who really hasn't had much character development.
That was a beautiful shooting star press.
Yes,
though.
it was. And finally, Oksana, who I think has shown tremendous. I know I've been off and on with her over my time here at AfterBuzz, but I think the last several months she's had tremendous improvement.
I agree.
But apparently not enough.
You guys know I'm not a huge Oksana fan, but I'm surprised that they let her go. They kind of need divas, and
I know they have a new crop coming up from NXT, where they're still growing, they're still developing down there, but at the same time, I didn't see Oksana coming, but that's a high price to pay for dropping that knee on Naomi.
Yes.
That is
was
a high
huge
price to pay.
Yeah.
And I can't.
Well, it ruined Naomi's WrestleMania payday.
It did.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that that's what this move was.
That would make sense. Actually, now that you put it, I didn't even think of that, but that's a very good point. So, unfortunately, all those superstars and divas will be taking a trip in the road of future endeavors. And we wish them all the best, and we would love to have any of them to come by here in the studio. We'd love to chat with them here, one-on-one, I'm sure. By the way, though, speaking of trips, you want to go on a mind trip?
Yes.
All right, because you can go on a total mind trip that's going to keep you guessing for hours on the new smart sci-fi film, The Signal, which is going to select theaters on today, actually, Friday the 13th. It explores what happens to a group of college students on a road trip when they are mysteriously lured to the middle of a desert by a hacker. And suddenly everything will go dark, and one of the students regains consciousness. He realizes he is suddenly in the midst of a nightmare. That can't be good.
That doesn't sound good.
It doesn't sound
It
good.
doesn't sound good at all. I would never go on a road trip with you guys. I don't know. I'm scared of you.
I mean, I'd be afraid for him.
What?
A road trip with the three of us. That'd be scary.
Well,
in
I
itself.
take that back. I won't go on a road trip with you. I'll go with Kaori.
Fair enough.
That sounds more realistic.
Yeah.
The Signal star. I'm gonna hitchhike my way there. The film stars Lawrence Fishburne, Lawrence Fishburne, Morpheus, making his first sci-fi appearance since the Matrix trilogy. You also got Brendan Thwaites from Maleficent, Olivia Cooke from Bates Motel, Sarah Clark from the Twilight films. Really nice cast in this movie.
Yeah.
It's directed by William Eubank, and again, it opens up in select theaters today. Today.
Check it out.
You can see a trailer to film and get all the information as far as where it's playing at www.focusfeatures.com/the_signal. Again, focusfeatures.com/the_signal. Again, The Signal debuting in theaters, select theaters today. Make sure you check it out.
And tell us what you think.
Why not? And we're going to tell you what we think of SmackDown as we get into it now. We had a long recap of all that stuff, but there was a lot of releases and stuff that happened.
Chat roll mentioned that we forgot about JTG.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna go back.
forgot about JTG.
We said we're going to save him for last.
Come back to him.
So let's
All
return.
right, let's go back to JTG real quick. His last televised match, I think, was over 2 years ago in Ryback's opening streak. I don't have the exact date in front of me, but that sounds about right to me. And I think that was his first match in 2 years at that point. So, Rome, you need a new Halloween costume for next year.
Yeah, I
You
know.
can still be JTG.
I could still be. I don't know what he's gonna be doing, but it's gonna be just like last Halloween when I didn't know what he was doing. I don't know. I know that people, in the chat room saying that I should form a tag team with
Well,
him.
I don't think his lifestyle is going to.
You guys can do a twin gimmick.
Eventually.
Yeah, see.
You can do the
I
Bella
don't know,
gimmick.
because see, I got dreads though, and he's got braids. I think he's.
So one of you guys need to,
Just we
do
can.
it.
I'm not changing my hair.
Handle
but-
it.
No, honestly, I was in OVW when Jason was originally there. I saw him when he had his first OVW match. We were in the same beginning amateur class when we were up there. The way you had to break into that system and train. It was he had talent then. Good dude, but. I ended up leaving there to come to California. Obviously, he would go on to become the Neighborhoodie and
Neighborhoodie.
that was his original name in OVW. Don't judge him. And
That's a great name.
Crime Time. Could you imagine the Neighborhoodie name when Trayvon Martin happened? Oh, that was money.
Wow, you went there.
That would have been a huge
All right.
gimmick.
But back to what
He's
you're saying.
completely uncomfortable now. I love that I did
I'm not
that to him.
uncomfortable at all. But I thought you were going on with something else with JT.
He had the longest run of any guy that just sat there for so long doing house shows.
The undisputed catering champion of the world.
That's what you guys called.
Apparently now, has Zack Ryder taken that title from him now?
Yeah,
Or
Zack
Justin
Ryder.
Gabriel? Those two are head to head.
Justin Gabriel is, I think, taking that spot.
I think Zack Ryder's still making dough.
Yeah,
he is still making money.
I would say Justin Gabriel is the new JTG spot.
Woo woo woo.
All right. So SmackDown from Green Bay. We kick off with a recap on Raw of the Authority officially stripping Daniel Bryan of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Thus now the Money in the Bank ladder match is just a massive ladder match for the title and not an actual Money in the Bank match.
What a shame. Honestly, I'm just going to say it that what is happening this year with the WWE? Like, why is this happening where he finally gets his moment at WrestleMania and he gets it stripped away? I know he's injured, but
Well, yeah, this was due to injury.
I know, but he's injured. And then the Money in the Bank is doing this?
I understand that they got to think of some unique way for people to tune in to figure out what's going to go on with the title.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then you have a second ladder match like we've had the last several years, and that one be for a briefcase.
And I think
That
that's
one
what
could
they're
open the show for the briefcase, and you close the show for the one with the title.
I mean, this strictly is about money. The WWE has lost a lot of it.
Which is another reason for all the
I just
releases.
think that this year is just full of surprises.
Well, it has to be because when Vince McMahon loses the type of money he lost in 3 months, in a 3-month period, he does really radical things, and it kind of wakes up the company. It sometimes invigorates them, but it could go good, it could go bad. We don't know. We're gonna find out. I mean, a lot of the Daniel Bryan, the backlash. He's actually developed a backlash out of nowhere. There are people who were cheering for him at WrestleMania, and the next day they started booing him. And granted, I know it's because that's kind of the cool thing to do, and that's just what they want to do. But if you look at the ratings numbers, his run so far has been pretty abysmal. The quarter-hour segments he's been a part of have not been high rated. So you got to do something. And I think that's what the WWE is trying to shake everything up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are some people in the corporate office who are treating the injury as a blessing in disguise.
We can get it off of him now. We didn't want to give it to him in the first place.
Because then, when he returns, the crowd's
gonna
going to be
be
right
huge.
there again for him to do the chase again.
The money is in the chase.
And I mean, they could either do the story of one of two things, depending on the length of the injury. It could be ending at SummerSlam, where he gets it back, about the year journey that we've talked about before. Or it can go all the way, depending on how long he's out, to WrestleMania 31.
I just think it's a very stressful time for the WWE and Vince McMahon
Well,
right now.
that's an understatement.
I mean,
He's got to have more depth than a yes chant, though.
yeah. There's a lot of things happening that was just shocking this whole year with CM Punk, the streak, everything. Yeah.
I want to put the streak in that category.
I would.
As far as stress?
No, like shocks. Like
Well, shock, yes.
Shocking moments.
But
yeah.
I mean, we're like, kind of putting like serious contracts or injury stress, and then that's kind of a story for TV purposes. Stress, I guess, but
I wasn't.
or shock.
If you look back, I didn't say stress for that. I said shock.
Okay, sorry.
You're welcome.
Shield promo. Shield come out pretty much continuing what they were talking about on Monday Night Raw. Ambrose bashing Rollins, Reigns wishing Orton or wishing him fun on his vacation that he's been on this week. And I mean, we're planting the seeds, and these seeds are now giant trees at this point for Ambrose versus Rollins and Reigns versus Orton, which could then eventually lead to Reigns versus Triple H because he's already bringing him up too. So it's a matter of when that's going to fall. More than likely, that will probably be SummerSlam.
Yep.
But, so they're going on about it, and Triple H pops on the Titantron and bringing up the fact that, they both also, in the midst of this promo, talking about want the title, want to be in Money in the Bank. And Triple H is like, oh, it's kind of thin. I only got a spot for one of you and your brothers, and I don't want you to fight for it, so we'll do this. He flips a coin and then screams out that Dean Ambrose won, even though we didn't know who had heads, who had tails. He's like, congrats, Dean Ambrose, you won a chance to qualify for Money in the Bank. So tonight you're going to go one-on-one with Bray Wyatt. And I won't allow the Wyatts at ringside. When Roman Reigns, you're not allowed at ringside. And just like that, then Ambrose, you're not allowed at ringside right now for Roman Reigns' match against the Intercontinental Champion, Bad News Barrett. So then we get right into Reigns versus Barrett. And this is pretty much, it turned into a bona fide squash match. Roman Reigns destroyed Wade Barrett. Why are you destroying the Intercontinental Champion? I don't even have anything against Reigns winning the match. But this was like a 5-minute squash match.
Yeah.
Come on, Rome.
I mean, we've already talked about the Intercontinental Championship and what it does these days. I don't know. This is not the Intercontinental Championship I grew up watching, so screw it. I have nothing to do with it.
So he's setting up for the spear. This match is completely over. But then 3MB, apparently their last time all together, they surround the ring and run in and attack Reigns, causing a disqualification. And then Reigns just decimates all three members, including Heath. I think he jumped off the stairs at Reigns on the outside of the ring, and Reigns caught him in a vicious spear.
It was pretty cool.
Which looked pretty damn cool.
Vicious.
So Reigns stands tall, and Reigns did the fist by himself.
Yeah, on his own.
That might just turn into his pose when all is said and done and he's on his own.
It looked cool.
Yeah.
It just looked weird for that 1 second when he went, nobody else is here with me.
Yeah.
That was the only
felt
thing that
alone.
made it
He
look
felt
stupid.
alone.
Yeah. But other than that, it was good.
Yeah. Jey Uso takes on Eric Rowan. They're continuing to build up for this, what's now inevitable, tag team title match between the two of them. So tonight we have Jey versus Rowan. Very quick match. It was a fun match, but Rowan hit his... We need a name for Rowan's move now. And I love how a few weeks ago I said Eric Rowan never wins a match, and now we've seen him win like every match for the Wyatts the last few weeks. They listen to us.
They listen a lot.
They do.
They do.
Yeah, it's kind of like an inverted side effect, kind of a Uranagi. We just need a real official name for it. It looks good.
Yeah.
And powerful. And Rowan gets the win over Jey Uso. No interference really from Jimmy. No interference from Harper. Just the two of them had their match, and then Jimmy pulled Jey to safety at the end.
I'll be honest, I don't remember this match.
It was a fun little match. It was short. It was really short.
It was super short.
That's
I was
why.
expecting this match to be longer, but I mean, it was fun for what it was. This might have been my favorite moment of the entire night, which was Bo Dallas versus R-Truth. I know last week we talked a ton about Bo Dallas, but R-Truth comes out to the same shtick he's done since 1998, and Bo is doing. I mean, Bo danced like I would dance to this music.
Yeah, he was the white guy.
He was the white guy
white guy.
dancing in the corner, smiling, just having a ball.
I kind of enjoyed him.
I
dancing.
loved this.
Yeah.
This was probably my favorite thing watching him do. Come in and it's like, okay, you know your gimmick is kind of silly. If it's gonna have a serious moment, this isn't the time to do that. Let me just go full funny.
He has like the perfect face to be that kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
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 Because it looked so funny when he smiled and started trying to dance and do the shoulders.
And then as R-Truth gets the mic, well, continues on the mic and saying like, Green Bay, he didn't say what's up. He said, Green Bay, make some noise. We're getting ready for him to say what's up. Bo takes the microphone. Green Bay, what's going on?
What's going on?
What's going on, everybody?
Hi, guys.
Hi guys, I'm here for a swell encounter to go one-on-one with Mr. R-Truth. It's going to be a splendid matchup.
You made a pretty good Bo Dallas face right there.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Wow.
It was pretty
That's
good.
actually kind of scary when I looked right into it. I looked right into it. I didn't expect that.
Again, and then Bo gives R-Truth a bro handshake at the start of the match, and R-Truth is confused, and I don't blame him. Again, another short match, and Bo Dallas, honestly, out of nowhere, hits his Bo-Dog, gets the win, then celebrates that he's 7-0.
7-0.
He's growing on me.
I told you I like
He
this.
is
I
growing
do
on
like
me.
this character.
Little stuff like that is what makes it work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he did what he's been doing, and he like shook hands and hugged R-Truth after. But like, great match, and R-Truth is just looking at him, just like, what is wrong with you?
I think when they take away the whole promo of him being all Tony Robbins, then do
works
more
better.
of this, it just works a lot better.
Yeah.
Because when they do the Tony Robbins thing, you're like, what is happening?
That's what throws everyone
Right.
off. Nobody knows what to think.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, look at the funny, goofy guy. Yeah. And it's, I want to see that. That's funny. Yeah.
Am I a funny, goofy guy?
You can be.
Really?
Depends.
On.
Extremely.
Yes.
Thank you, Phil. Do you all think I'm a funny, goofy guy? Well, you can tell us on iTunes. And you could rate and subscribe our awesome show. You can give us 5-star ratings and check out all the other great AfterBuzz wrestling shows we do. We do Raw, of course, SmackDown, Main Event, NXT. Total Divas currently off the air, but that will be back. Legends House, their season finale just happened. We'll be doing that one on Tuesday. And, of course, any other television show, if you watch it, more than likely AfterBuzz does. And while you're supporting AfterBuzz, why don't you continue to support our fearless leader, Miss Maria Menounos, and buy her book, The Evergirl's Guide to Diet and Fitness. If you haven't bought it yet, newsflash, a lot of people have, because it's already a New York Times bestseller. It's already there. It took like a week. A lot of books don't get up there in just a week.
Get it for your girlfriend.
Or your boyfriend. There are tips in here for guys too. And it's a great book. It will help you, and it's easy to read. I've actually been checking it out myself.
You can read?
I can read,
That's
and there are a lot of
amazing.
pictures. So that helps.
That helps a lot.
But no, there's actually there's like a little segment here with Stacy Keibler. There are photos of her in there with Bob Backlund.
There's workouts to do at your desk while you're at work.
Yeah, exactly. There are a lot of great tips for this book. So Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever books are sold, pick this little baby up. All right.
That's a baby.
A little baby book. Little baby book.
You're a wild and crazy guy.
We are a wild and
That's why
crazy
you're funny,
guy.
Rosie.
And yes, Jamari Kelly, I could be a door-to-door salesman. I actually have been before, and I was pretty damn good at it.
I totally see you being
Yeah,
like,
you do
excelling in
that.
salesmanship.
Thank you. Cesaro versus Sheamus, rematch from Payback.
Cesaro.
I loved this match. This might have been my favorite match at Payback. And I absolutely loved this match tonight. It started with Heyman being the translator for Cesaro. I was a little thrown off of this. Now Cesaro's going with the languages again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that.
Like, why?
don't you tell him not to
We
do it?
finally got out
I
of that.
should.
You should
Next
just
time
tell
we're
him.
in bed, I'll tell him not to.
Yeah, just tell him not to do that. But you gotta. I don't know if he speaks. Yeah, he speaks French, doesn't he? as
Yeah,
well?
he does. He speaks
okay,
French.
so
We
you
can
guys
do
can
that.
communicate
Yeah.
there.
Okay. He still speaks English.
Yeah, but he chose
I
not
know.
to today, so as punishment.
Yeah,
That's
he's
punishment.
not gonna speak English. So.
Oh, apparently that's a punishment.
But by the way, like it seemed like Paul Heyman was not really translating.
Yeah, no,
Of course not.
he wasn't.
He's like,
Cesaro's
whatever you
just
say, I'm gonna say this.
Going off in German and then.
So Cesaro says something in German, and Paul Heyman's like, he talked. Yeah, he mentioned my client Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
He would have said Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
As he said
right.
it, but nope, yep.
And there's not a German way to say Brock
Yeah.
Lesnar.
Well,
Well, I mean, there's a German accent.
I don't know.
But so, I mean, it was a funny promo, but it was just like, why is this happening? Anyway, the actual match in itself, though, excellent. Great physical match. It really wasn't a long period of time of someone in control. It was like Sheamus for a couple minutes, then Cesaro for a couple minutes, then Sheamus and Cesaro, then Sheamus and Cesaro.
A lot of physicality.
Great physicality.
Yeah.
Towards
Well, you
the
got-
end, oh, go ahead.
Two big guys.
Two big
Good,
brawlers.
Good, yeah.
These are this type of match I can watch many times. I just enjoy when you have two guys that can brawl well go at it.
I think Barrett goes in there too.
Barrett, Sheamus and Barrett are great matches
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So yeah, those three guys. I mean, I don't want to say they're similar in styles because they all can obviously do their other things as well. But for this particular style,
Yes.
they're great at.
Yes.
Sheamus calls for the bro kick, but Heyman hops on the apron for a second to distract him. Cesaro tries to attack him, but Sheamus gets out of the way, sets him up for a running power slam, in which then Cesaro counters into an inside cradle with a handful of tights and steals a victory in a non-title match on the United States Champion.
Go Cesaro.
I thought you said goal because we're World Cup time.
I thought it was World Cup time.
No.
Again. I was about to run around with my flag.
What's your flag?
I it's outside. I got to get it.
What flag is it?
I carry a number of flags, but
Just want to check it out.
yeah, U.S. isn't playing today, so got
We're
a
off today.
LA.
You're gonna
King, I
lose
got an
then.
LA Kings
Oops.
flag. Oh wow! With the, come on, be a real American.
Well, now let me ask you guys. Both of these guys are in the Money in the Bank title match.
Yeah.
So why is it even a Money in the Bank match? They're in the title match at Money in the Bank. But do you see this feud continuing after that match? Because they're still going at it.
It could.
Yeah, I think it could. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I said the obvious.
Very detailed answer there.
Like
pause
everything, I'm like, I
was-
don't know
yeah.
yet.
The pause was the come on, man, help.
It's like, fill the
But yeah,
space.
no, I don't know. I don't think. I mean, it could, but you know, it's almost that I don't know what they're doing with Sheamus, and I don't know what they're planning on doing with Cesaro. So it's just this thing of they're just wrestling guys until they get into an in-depth, involved program.
Well, do you think, obviously, I'm just throwing this out there, we don't even know all the people yet in the Money in the Bank. I keep saying it because that's what it should be. In the title match at
title
Money in the
match
Bank.
for the
Money in the Bank.
You can't even say it.
It's just so thrown off from it. But do you, right now, we don't know everyone yet, but right now, do you think that either Sheamus or Cesaro has a chance of winning that match?
No.
No.
Okay, me neither. I just
I
wanted to
would
make
like
sure we're all on
to
the
say
same page
Cesaro
with
has
that.
a chance, but
He has a chance, but I don't think his first title will be Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a Mania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble guy.
Okay. Bray Wyatt promo. This promo really threw me off because this was the very first promo. I know we've been talking about we need something new out of Bray and his promos that's not having to do with Cena, and we got that. But now this is the first promo that he's talking about, you know, kind of being champion and winning the title. Talking about I dreamed of glory, I dreamed of happiness, and you know, and tonight, like I have that opportunity to get into the Money in the Bank title match. So he's the guy that we've been saying since he debuted. This type of character doesn't need to go for a title. But we were also talking about last week, our YouTube question was, what's next for Bray? And the overwhelming response on YouTube was, put him in the Money in the Bank match.
yeah.
And here we are. But now we were thinking maybe the Money in the Bank briefcase match, but now it's actually the title match.
Title match. Because he's an A+ player right now.
He's
He's
eligible.
definitely A+. He's definitely main eventer. Everyone can agree on that. Do you think Bray would look good and work well as the champion?
Yes.
Really? Why?
I don't know. Although I have
Okay.
Well said.
I have a hard time seeing him climbing up a ladder.
He can do it.
Can he do like the crab pose on the
On
ladder?
the ladder.
Oh my goodness.
He'll do
Well,
it
someone
laying
would
at
have to,
the
like,
top.
hold it.
Yeah, someone's got to hold it.
Yeah. I think he could win the championship, and that would be different. That would definitely be something to get people to pay attention and see
True.
what's happening. But
Definitely shock value, as you were talking about earlier.
yeah, and then obviously there's money in whatever face you're gonna put to chase him for the belt because he's already proven that he can carry a program like that. But is it too soon?
This is good. This will mark maybe just under a year or right around a year since he's debuted.
Yeah.
And to think that he's only been here a year and has done all the things he's done.
Yeah, I don't think it's too soon. It would be.
I wouldn't say it's too soon. I just don't know if I would like him as the champion. I mean, would you have liked Jake the Snake Robert in this prime as the champion? Or Roddy Piper?
Jake more than Roddy.
Okay, then who would you want to see as champion coming out of this?
That's the
pay-per-view?
problem. I don't
No,
know.
he doesn't know.
I don't know.
He cannot figure it out. I mean, if he leaves as champion,
Yeah, that would be shocked. We'll be tuning in on
it'll
Raw
be
the
a
next
shock.
night.
Everybody will be watching, but and if he does win, what kind of run is it going to be? Is it going to be a short run? Is it going to be a longer
Is
run?
it just a transitional run to give the
Yeah.
belt right back to Bryan when he comes back? Or is it suddenly going to involve then him feuding with Cena again?
Yeah.
Is it going to be him turning babyface? Because then, say, the Authority, you took the title, great, give it to us, and be like, no,
He can't be a face.
I don't want him to be. I don't
Bray
want
could
him to
never
be.
a face.
How
The
does
only
that work?
face that Bray could be is the Stone Cold Steve Austin type face, where it's, look, I know what your babyface rules are. I know what your heel rules are, but I'm going to be whatever the hell I feel like being. I could understand that because of his character and the family and the whole deal. But, I mean, he would turn the entire WWE into a cult. That's the only reason I'm kind of interested to see what would happen if he did win.
Do you guys think any of the noobs will be there?
The noobs?
Newbies.
Which newbies
In the
specifically?
title match?
Yeah, title match.
I don't see like Rusev being in the ladder match
or
yet.
Bo or
Not yet.
or
Not.
Rose.
Definitely not.
Maybe,
I would get
maybe in a year.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
not
I
not
would
right
get
now.
mad, and I don't work there. If
Yeah.
I was one of the guys who's been busting my ass for the last year and a half, 2, 3, 4, 5
How
years.
pissed would Dolph be?
Yeah.
Oh, Dolph.
And then, what do you mean Bo Dallas is in this match? Like, oh,
Yeah.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
Fandango versus Adam Rose. Oh, we haven't seen Adam Rose in a couple weeks. Comes out. Now they're doing what I've wanted them to do with him. Is
They
then,
listen.
There you go. They listen. And that's have local guys be his party crew, be his rosebuds. And
I
you
don't know, some of those girls are kind of hot. All the indie girls
yep.
all the indie girls aren't like that.
Well, they maybe some actresses or models
Maybe
as
a
well.
few. Maybe a few. Leftovers from the whole train.
The Green Bay Ho Train.
Yeah. Hey, it went through there.
It did. It went. It was nationwide.
Yeah.
He was pimping hoes nationwide. If you
All
remember
over
the Godfather.
place. You know it.
So this match, they were building up from like the recap that what happened backstage on Raw between Summer Rae and Layla, and then this match happens. This match is literally like a minute long, maybe 2. I can't tell you a single move in a match except for the party foul at the very end for the win.
Yeah.
And Adam Rose pins Fandango. And as they leave to celebrate, there's this one rosebud, this one partier, that's still hanging on ringside. It's got a chicken mask and what do you
Chicken head.
chicken
It
head?
had a
Excuse
chicken
me.
head.
Chicken head. And what do you call what the mariachis wear? It was not like that's what you
That thing.
that thing.
Yeah, you
Okay.
need to research this before
Yeah.
we come on in.
Yeah, next time. Next time.
I'm sorry. It just dawned on me. I'm like, it's not the sombrero.
No, that's a hat.
I know that. I just don't remember what that part is called. Someone in the chat
Somebody
roll,
in the chat
please
roll.
help me. But
Uncultured you are. No, I'm just
apparently,
kidding.
I'm uncultured. Sorry, I don't speak 3
Well,
languages
so are
like
we,
you.
actually. 'cause
Yeah.
We're like,
All over the place.
So that chicken comes into the ring.
Chicken head.
Well, it was
Call it what it
walking.
was.
It was a chicken.
look, Rome really wants to call it a chicken head.
That
Yeah.
chicken head.
You'll know why in a second.
That chicken head hung out with that pigeon. Yeah, that's right. I brought up that song.
Wow, okay.
You like that?
That was different.
And the chicken head was removed
Cultured.
to show that it was indeed Miss Summer Rae, and then her and Layla decided to brawl. Fandango got her out of the ring, and this is setting up Summer Rae and Layla. So again, Fandango is taking a back seat to the female.
Look, I'm going to just say this. Summer Rae and Layla and their little cat fight is probably one of the better diva brawls I've seen.
Yeah.
Like, I like them at each other.
They've built this
They're
up
really
well.
good.
They've
Yeah.
built this story up well.
Well,
a
they're
really
doing a
good
good job too.
Yeah.
Throwing milk and
It's a
kitty
parka.
litter
It was a
and-
parka. According to the chat roll, it's a parka.
I don't think it's a parka.
Like a Mexican parka.
Okay, maybe. Maybe.
All right. Thank you.
You
chat
sounded
roll.
so proud. He just said like 5 times.
I'm like, I know it. It's a parka.
Yeah, he's
And it's
still
probably
saying it.
wrong. It's probably wrong.
He's
And I'm just saying it's
he's
a
like,
parka.
It's a parka because they said so.
Some Hispanic person's gonna be like, it's not a parka.
Yeah,
What the hell are you talking about?
I think I might have lost an Hispanic fan tonight, and I apologize. I'm sorry. that I
Wow,
didn't
they
know the name
called
of
you
that.
an evil gringo.
I'm not evil, I swear. I'm evil at wrestling shows, but right now I'm
Oh
happy.
man, but yeah, no. Summer Rae was actually I can literally call her a chicken head.
You can.
Look how happy he is saying
You can
that.
literally call her
I
that.
can literally call her that.
You're just happy to say it as I was happy to say parka.
Yeah. Just needed to call Summer Rae a chicken head.
That's right.
all.
And no, not La Parka, not the former
The
WCW Cruiserweight
guy.
champion.
Yeah.
He was champion at some point, right?
I think so.
Jack Swagger versus Big E.
Jack Swag.
Swag. Very quick match, very aggressive on both parts.
I think Big E eats breakfast aggressively. Like I don't see anything.
He sleeps aggressively.
Yeah, just
I imagine him being like a super teddy bear off camera.
really.
Yeah.
I can't see it. Everything he does is so aggressive. I can't. Like every single movement he makes is aggressive. Like when he's holding a kid, come here, boy. Just
He
throws
might
the
have
kid
to go in my
around.
man box then.
Wow.
Well, a spot open because of Yoshi.
Yoshi's
A spot
gone.
open because Yoshi's gone.
He took the honorary spot. Your man box is full of black men and European men.
And a Samoan.
And a Samoan. Yeah.
Which Simone?
Roman.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. That's right.
Which Samoan?
There's so many.
Well, I didn't think it was either Uso.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, The Rock can hang out.
Well,
All right.
The Rock can
Then
hang
we're gonna
out
get
in
in.
almost anybody's circle.
Is he in your man box?
I do have a bit of a man crush on The Rock.
all right.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Ron Moore has a man crush on The Rock.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Oh, he seems really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big E gets ready to hit the big ending, but then all of a sudden Rusev's music hits, and out comes Lana. And so apparently this is continuing, even though Rusev like destroyed him at the pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Question
Yeah.
mark?
I just need one of the black guys to get a win on Rusev at some point. If it's Big E, wonderful, but he's crushed.
Rusev ain't losing anytime soon.
I know. That's why I'm wondering what they're gonna do here because Big E can't lose again if it's
Yeah,
if it's
that
gonna
would
go.
just bury Big E.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that to happen to
No.
Big E.
Yeah, he needs something new and something big, and if that's gonna be it, then he's got to beat Rusev.
But meanwhile, a wrench was thrown into this because all of a sudden, Lana's doing a promo and Big E's distracted, but then Zeb
Yeah.
walks around and starts walking up the ramp, yelling at Lana to get out. Because then you got the Russians who they chant USA at. Zeb represents the real American, who is a heel, but it makes sense. And if this is a way for them to try to turn
Get to
Swagger, and maybe Swagger suddenly becomes the one to beat Rusev, that would definitely help Swagger desperately, who hasn't really had a
Swagger's been-
momentous win
Yeah.
in a long time.
By the way, it's Foxy says it's called a poncho.
Well, there's Poncho. There's someone else said something
I'm trying to
different.
get it right. I'm trying to get it right.
There's like 8 YouTube question of the week.
What the
What?
hell
No.
is that?
Don't waste it on that.
Oh, they're gonna troll you.
They're gonna hate me
troll
this
you,
week.
and they're gonna have you calling it everything other than what it's actually called.
That's right.
He's like, no.
No.
Yeah.
It's called a gordita. No, I'm kidding. It's a
That tastes
chalupa.
yummy.
Now people are really
Now
gonna
you've
hate me.
definitely lost.
God.
Oh my God.
What did I just do? I'm sorry.
Yeah, he completely
I'm
lost
so
it.
sorry. Swagger went for a Swagger bomb, and Big E jumped up, countered it, hit the big ending, got the win. Still amidst the distraction. Oksana versus Alicia Fox. So this is stemming from Alicia just snapping on Oksana on Raw after she lost to Paige again, and Alicia dominated and debuted one of the sickest finishing moves I've seen in a long
sweet.
time.
You guys
I'm gonna
rewound
just
it
applaud
like
on that one. I got
3 times.
It was
Yeah.
outstanding.
That was a great.
How do you
new
describe
finisher.
that move, Rome? I'm trying to think. How
Yeah,
would you describe it?
Rome.
It's a couple of ways. It could be described as a leg lariat. It could be described as a famouser almost because it is has remnants of that. But yeah, with Oksana just on her knees, Alicia Fox grabs her arm, puts her right leg over across the back of Oksana, and with her leg right behind her neck and her head, drives right back down to the mat.
Yeah, just drives it.
Yeah.
And it's almost kind of like,
great.
a standing version of the axe kick as well, because it's the force of the leg taking her
coming
down. And then
I loved it.
if she holds on to the move, it's an
got
inverted
a-
cross arm breaker.
Yep, she's got another arm breaker there.
So it's like, where did this move come from? And why has nobody else done it?
I don't know, but I'm happy she's doing it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Has Alicia been holding on to like this type of move for that long?
Who knows?
When
I'm
did this
glad
happen?
to be seeing a crap ton more of her now.
Yeah. I never understood why they took her off in the first place. I thought it was stupid because
Because they were trying out other divas and
she could work. I mean, and granted, there was some people that was like, oh, she's botchy this and botchy that. Hell, there's a lot of people are botchy.
Yeah.
well,
But-
she's been doing a lot of practice backstage
She's-
because
You can still train.
she came out real good.
She looks great.
Yeah.
She's never done anything wrong.
Nope.
And she's good in the ring. Those are the type of girls you need.
and she's entertaining.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, she can
her
actually
character
entertain
is
you.
very
This character that
entertaining.
I've created over the last month or so has been growing on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more and more entertaining. Still don't understand what made her suddenly make this change, but I like it. And
It started when she was a troll on Total Divas. That's what happened.
that's exactly it. So we have Alicia really elevated in a story of just her character. And we have Layla and Summer Rae developing this feud. Meanwhile, our champion is by herself.
Yes, we were talking about that.
So that's a good YouTube question for the week. What should they be doing with Paige right now?
See, I find it frustrating when the WWE has a championship that's not being defended.
Yeah.
That's
Whoa.
all I'm gonna say.
Well,
I mean,
that's happened.
they've
how-
done that.
That's
a
why
lot.
it's happening a lot.
And well, it's not like it hasn't been defended because she just defended at the last pay-per-view. She's been defending the title. She just hasn't had a feud.
When she first came in to, on Raw,
Yep.
and then they give her a slew of different wrestlers, but there's just no momentum with her.
Right.
She
because-
showed up, they
yeah.
gave her the belt, and they said, we're going to put her in the ring against everybody with no explanation of who she is, why she's here, anything.
But that's the thing. She hasn't been in the ring with everybody. She's been in the ring with Tamina,
Yeah, with Tamina.
Alicia, and for a week, Oksana.
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
AJ, obviously.
Well, to the very beginning.
Yeah. But that's it. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know what makes her tick.
Yes.
We haven't heard her story.
She doesn't have like a character other than the screaming.
Right. I mean, we learned her story in NXT. We haven't really gotten the opportunity to do it here. And that's the same thing that goes with Adam Rose.
Yeah. Like, I could give it... Okay. Let me
Break it down.
Bring it down.
Break
I
it
could give a
down.
damn what happens in NXT. I don't watch that show.
I understand that.
And that's that's not
That's you.
saying anything.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me. That's my schedule. I don't have time to watch all of that, but I have time to watch Raw. So when someone shows up from NXT, I want to know a little bit about who they are, and I don't want to have the network and spend another hours of my day watching NXT to find out who they are. I want them to tell me who this person is. And why I should like them or boo them. That's their job. That's why they're
Boom.
called promoters.
Boom.
That's why they're called the creative team. They give me the information and I decide how I want to take it in. That's their job. They didn't do that with Paige. So, of course the hardcore fans know who she is. Of course I knew who she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I knew about her in NXT, but I haven't seen anything that makes me go, she deserves to be champion. I haven't seen that yet.
Except at NXT.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
NXT, she was phenomenal.
If you watch the NXT matches,
Yeah.
you can see why.
Yes.
But on TV,
was phenomenal
we
in
haven't
NXT.
seen it because we don't have the
Yeah.
story yet.
I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Why isn't she giving me the heebie-jeebies the way she did on
Yeah.
NXT?
So, what should they do with Paige? That's a good question this week.
There you go.
We're going to do that one. All right. Recap of Seth Rollins' interview on Raw with Michael Cole, his exclusive one-on-one interview. It had a black rug and everything in the ring. And just kind of Rollins, going on, trying to explain himself for leaving the Shield and how he carried them and that they were just business partners, not really his brothers. That was mean. Hurt my feelings.
No.
Yeah. But I loved Ambrose's promo. They didn't talk about it on SmackDown, really, but Ambrose's promo on Raw was like the promo of legends. Like, that was honestly his promo coming out party. As great as his promos have been, that one on Raw that was just amazing. That said, Are you guys having fun with Waka? What does Waka think?
She just wants some
Waka.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But that's not good for her.
Waka wants milk chocolate. I don't know what's going on over here.
Main event. Bray Wyatt versus Dean Ambrose. Winner gets in the title match at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Now I finally got it right. It only took me 8
You
tries.
got it. Yeah.
You did it.
Take your time.
Great match.
Yes.
Loved this match between these two. Ambrose hit the Dirty Deeds, which now that Adam Rose on the main roster with his party foul, the two moves, I mean, they're different, but they do the same thing.
Yeah.
Ambrose just from the side headlock, and Adam Rose is from like snapmare position, but they end in the same spot.
Yeah.
He hits the Dirty Deeds, gets it ready to go for the cover, but then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Seth Rollins is standing on the announce table. So Ambrose hops out of the ring, starts chasing Rollins around, and jumps into Bray, who, like, in a seamless fashion, catches him, Sister Abigail, into the pin.
That catch and Sister Abigail looked phenom.
Yeah.
Yeah, the awesome finish to the match. And Bray Wyatt is in the title match. We kind of spoiled that earlier, I guess, didn't we?
Yeah.
But
It's okay.
Way to go, conductor.
We could pretend it didn't happen.
there we go.
There it is.
At least there's no promo for you to go.
Well, we already went past the promo today.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt.
Like, I remember that.
Bray Wyatt has the chance to take both titles, I guess.
Will he be your new WWE title holder? Will he be the champion?
And what kind of celebration would be the next night on Raw if he were to be champion? All right.
Lovely.
So on that, what would you guys give match of the night?
Wait, I go last this time.
All right.
I always go first.
I'm going Sheamus Cesaro.
I
I loved that brawl. I thought it was great.
I'm gonna go just because she's not here anymore. I'm gonna go Alicia Fox and I'll sign up.
Aww.
Just to,
You know what? I was gonna say that too.
yeah, it's a good hard hitting match, and
Well, the finisher.
God, the finisher. It looked so good to see it for the first time.
Okay, me too.
Well, there you go.
She agrees.
She agrees. All right. Well, fair enough. So all those unfortunately released superstars and divas. Thank you for entertaining us on WWE television for however long you were there. And we'd love to have you here in studio chatting with us at any time. You're more than welcome to. And as well as all our fans and listeners, they're more than welcome to chat with us all the time on that wonderful machine known as Twitter. So, Kaori, how can people reach out to you on Twitter?
You can follow us at KAORIOUS on Twitter as well as Instagram.
Does Waka have her own Twitter?
Yeah, we share it. She's my manager.
Oh,
If she had her own Twitter,
Actually, I'm
she would probably get more followers than both of us combined, Rome.
yeah, she'd have like 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
Look at their face.
Rome, how can people reach out to you?
Rome the Ruler on Twitter and on IG at Empire of Rome with underscores between the words, as I always say every week.
All right.
They can also find me at Inside Jokes Tonight, Hollywood and Highland Center.
All right, there you go. And you can follow me on Twitter at CRosieVOC. Again, YouTube question of the week on the YouTube page for this. What should we do with Paige? Well, not us. What should WWE do with Paige?
A couple things I could do with Paige.
Well, that's for the Late Late
I
Show.
want to know what you guys want to do.
We'll deal with that at that point. But tweet us. Answer that question for us on YouTube. And for Takee and Romore, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We will see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.